Hey everybody, welcome to June 15, 2015, Monday. Today is pretty big because today was the Microsoft, Ubisoft, EA, and Sony press conferences. So here's my take on all four conferences all at the same time. Microsoft conference. Wasn't too bad, actually. I gotta admit, it was actually pretty good for once because it wasn't actually that bad like the last 2 years or 3. The only thing is that, yeah, they still like people to fucking dance. Like, okay, I get that. Just Dance 2016 announced. But, not just Dance 2016. Also, there's a subscription service now for it called Just Dance Unlimited, which you can get updated all the time with brand new songs all the fucking time. So that's probably the reason and their excuse to stop making Just Dance games, even though that's probably a shitty excuse because they're probably going to keep making them anyways. So, that's really much of a thing. Anyways, I was going to probably turn off my fan because, well, it's probably going to get loud, and I don't really want to get it loud. Anyways, the next thing, they announced some things we already knew what they were talking about. Like, Rise of Tomb Raider for Xbox One only for a limited time. They never say limited time because they're trying to sell it for their console. I get that. And my dog goes off. Halo 5 Guardians, they showed us a new trailer and so, but we already know about it, so it wasn't like hype or anything. A couple other games that really don't matter, honestly. And then, no Call of Duty. That was actually pretty amazing. Like, no Call of Duty for once. Like, wow. I think they finally realized that we don't care. And they're going to keep talking about Call of Duty, and they're fucking telling us, oh, there's a dog for once in Call of Duty. Even that's a lie. Or, look at his hair. Or some bullshit. I don't fucking know. Biggest thing for me that was probably announced during that, thing. These are the last 3 things I'm just going to talk about really fast because I don't remember the whole entire conference for Microsoft because, well, I didn't really care. So, these are it. Now, I might be forgetting 1 or 2 games I might want to talk about, but it might come in memory later on. I want to talk about the other 3 conferences. So, with all 3 other conferences, if I forget to talk about something about them, I'll let you guys know. So, they announced a Gears of War Ultimate Collection, which I already spoke about maybe a week or 2 ago, and, well, I already knew what was happening. It was no guarantee it was not, because they announced it was coming to E3. It'll be announced there. And it's called the Ultimate Collection. Not the Marcus Phoenix Collection, but the Ultimate Collection. So that's cool and stuff. It'll become for Xbox One, of course, and I already knew that. So that's it. I mean, if you want to try out all original Gears of War 3 games, go ahead. It does not have Judgment, I don't believe. If it doesn't, that'd be cool. But you can try all 3 out for like $40 or $50, depending on how much they're going to sell the game for. Anyways, the next one is Gears of War 4. They announced Gears of War 4. Now, they're in an environment that I am not aware of. There are 2 new characters. I do not know who they are. And is this after or before or between some part of Gears of War franchise that we are just not aware of or even known? Or it's just somewhere else in the world or not even in the world? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to know all that stuff because, well, if you don't know at the end of the last game, stuff happens. And I feel like lots of things happen between the first game and then also the third game. I don't even know exactly what happens between the second game. Maybe that could probably be an exclusive telling us what's happening between the second game, but it won't really be called a 4th, I guess. But I don't really know. They called it Gears 4. Like, it actually was titled Gears 4. So, no idea. I'm guessing it will be something about after the Gears of War 3. But for sure, I'm hoping to see Marcus Phoenix in it. I don't think I saw it on the trailer of our Gears of War 4 gameplay, whatever it was. But I am pretty pumped up for that, even though I don't have an Xbox One. And the last thing I want to talk about is that they announced a rare 30-year anniversary collection or something like that. I forget. It's like rare replay something. I forget. Basically, this one collection has 30 games. 30 games in its collection. All rare games. Not all of them exactly, but a lot of them. We got Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad for a Day. We have Perfect Dark, Viva Pinata, Battletoads, Pro FM or AM or whatever it's called. Sadly, no Killer Instinct. I did not see Killer Instinct, but maybe later down the line. I can't remember them all right now, but seriously, that's pretty badass. That 30 games for $30. That's pretty badass. I might want to buy that myself, even though I don't have an Xbox One right now. I will get it eventually in the future. And, oh, that's right, the last big thing for Microsoft. they announced, backwards compatibility for Xbox One for the Xbox 360 video games. So all those games I've been converting to Xbox. All those games for 360 I've been converting to PS3. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm still doing it, but now that I don't have as big of a collection for my 360, I feel just as good for doing that, because now that they're doing backwards compatibility, I'm glad for that. So I have a feeling that now that Microsoft kind of threw that out there, that Sony's probably gonna do the same thing, because they're gonna think in their minds that, oh man, we're the only company now that's not doing backwards compatibility with our PS4, so we might as well start doing that too. Because now Microsoft is on board. Nintendo was already on board from day one. So, I don't know. I think Sony is going to have to probably jump board and start doing their backwards compatibility on their PS4s. Because I feel like that's probably a good way to go. Now, I get it that they're still selling the PS3s. I get that. And there's still new games coming for the PS3. But Microsoft, they're kind of like stopping production for the 360 games. Even though they're still making them, they're just kind of stopping them. Because like, hey, we got it. We understand. People don't want to blah, blah, blah. And the cool thing is that if you're playing on an Xbox One with a game for the Xbox 360, like Halo 4, or maybe that's so bad, actually. Let's say, let's just go with their example, Microsoft. Mass Effect. So, if you're playing Mass Effect on your Xbox 360, and your friend is playing Mass Effect on the Xbox One, the exact same game, you could play each other online on Xbox Live, no matter what the console you're playing it on. So that's actually pretty interesting and fun and interesting. It's just interesting overall. So I like that. I really like that. For how long will the service for 360 be up? I have no idea. They told us last year that it was supposed to be discontinuing in 2016, and that's 6 months away from now. So I am kind of curious how that's going to happen. But I don't know. It might be false. They might still be continuing to upload it, continue the service. Who knows, really? But that's it for that one. So, jumping on to EA. So I forget it's Ubisoft or EA first. I don't care. Going with EA. Their biggest thing, in my opinion, that I was really even kind of interested is that Mirror's Edge 2. They announced the name of it. It's not called Mirror's Edge 2. It's called Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I do not know what the word Catalyst means, but Mirror's Edge Catalyst is the sequel to Mirror's Edge. So, I'm pretty pumped up for that, and they just kind of showed us new gameplay, and that was really it. I mean, I don't even think they really told us a year. Maybe 2016, I think, maybe. I don't know. And then, basically, all of the EA conference just kind of bored me because, well, it was all sports games. Basically, NBA, Madden, FIFA, all that shit. So I was like, whatever, no more, we're done. So, jumping on to Ubisoft, I actually have a list for the Ubisoft press conference. Same with Sony. So I can actually go into depth with some of these ones. So, for Ubisoft, they announced a game called For Honor. It looked more like a Call of Duty-like game, so it's like, whatever. Next one, due to all my opinions, just skipping some. Oh, yeah, by the way, Just Dance was also talked about, I believe, again. 2016 Unlimited, or I just mixed it around on Microsoft stuff. But anyways, Tom Clancy The Division. Okay, Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Wildlands. That would actually look better than The Division, in my opinion. So, our next one is Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which we already knew about. The next one, I can't really sure how to pronounce it. Anno, I don't know. ANNO 2205. That one looked pretty interesting. Gotta admit that. Pretty interesting. Next one. Let's see. Trials Fusion Level Max, which I'm not really big a fan of Trials Fusion or Trials games, but I gotta say the E3 trailer actually looked pretty dope and interesting. It actually got my attention because it's a freaking squirrel or something, forget what it was, like riding a horse, a Pegasus or something, and it was breathing fire. I don't know, that was interesting to me. And the last thing that was probably the most interesting thing for me, and I think it was the first thing that they were announcing or second, because I might have missed the first thing, was South Park: The Fractal Butthole. So that's a sequel to South Park: The Stick of Truth, if you don't already know that. So that's going to be very interesting, and like I said, that's probably the most interesting thing for me was that game, South Park and his Fractal Butthole. The last thing, Sony. So they went just basically balls blazing into their press conference. So basically, this conference is starting, and the first thing they show us is The Last Guardian. We haven't heard from The Last Guardian since 2000, and I believe it's 7 or 8. It's been so long. And it's so great to know that it's not canceled. It's not. It's so good. It's so great. It's not canceled. So, The Last Guardian was shown. Finally, new gameplay and a trailer for sure. And it looks just as good as we saw it back in 2007 or 8. Maybe even 6. Next one, we got Street Fighter V. Of course, being a PS4 exclusive. Who knows how long for that, though. Because it's Capcom. They like that money. No Man's Sky. It was actually a very interesting game. It looked really good. I gotta admit. But I do gotta go with Stuttering Craig's little tangent about it. Is it a game I'm gonna be looking at stuff or actually be doing stuff like Destiny? So that's a good point. I do have to look into that. But for what I saw at E3, it looked amazing. Uncharted 4. It's coming out. That's all we know. Of course, the new trailer. Firewatch. I didn't really pay attention to that one because I was also working, because I was watching this at my work. Next one, Destiny: The Taken King. I do not know if this is a DLC or it's a brand new video game. I feel like it's DLC because there's no way in hell they're making a brand new video game if they can just put DLC into it, because I know they're going to do that. And by the way, the game's already basically online heavy, so it's kind of stupid. Anyways, the next one is, Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I skipped 3 games, but I'll tell you why. So Call of Duty Black Ops 3, like, yay. Microsoft can't have them, so it's given to Sony now. I guess they have a little deal with Sony now, so okay. Next one, Star Wars Disney Infinity 3.0. A lot of fans are probably excited for that, I'm not going to lie. I mean, we kind of knew we got Marvel now in there and all that, so I could see Star Wars now being in there. The next couple games, we got Star Wars Battlefront 3. It looked amazing. Like, amazing. I thought I was watching a movie for a while. I'm serious. And until I realized that on the bottom right hand corner, there's a little hub. I'm like, oh wait. This is a game. It's a game. So, the next 3 are probably the 3 biggest announcements for me on Sony. So next one is World of Final Fantasy, which kind of reminded me of Final Fantasy Dissidia for the PSP, which is also going to PS4. But World of Final Fantasy looked good. I mean, it gave me a little bit of a World End with You kind of feel to it. I mean, yeah, it is a Square Enix game as well. But it looked good. It looked good. I can't say it looked amazing because I'm not too sure what's it about other than an RPG with a bunch of Final Fantasy characters in there. So, anyways, the next one. So I don't know which one is big. I don't know if this one's big or the next one's big. But in my opinion, I gotta go with this one first. So the next one is another Final Fantasy related thing. Final Fantasy VII Remake. We finally having an HD Final Fantasy VII remastered video game remake. I can't believe that. For someone that's never really played Final Fantasy, or even some of the Final Fantasy games, or sorry, Final Fantasy or some of the Final Fantasy games, I'm pretty stoked for that. For sure, I'm gonna get stuck in the game. I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do, but I can see so much potential in that, and it's just gonna be crazy. Crazy. Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's gonna be huge. But that's one that I don't think that's what really got it for me. It did until they announced this next one. The next one they announced for this last thing that was important to me for Sony, and it's a Sega game. I don't know, it's not Sonic Adventure 3. Shenmue 3. They announced a Shenmue 3 explaining Shenmue 1 and 2, and it was badass. It was amazing. I was surprised. And my dog is barking, don't know why. And Shenmue 3, it's getting a Kickstarter, and that's just, oh my god. And it's already hit its goal in like less than 24 hours. It was like amazing. And now it's on stretch goals, and it's crazy. So, I gotta know with that. I gotta go see what my dog wants. I have to do all this stuff. So, I'm very excited for that. And that's really it for today, everybody. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to below, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow to talk to you about the Nintendo and Square Enix press conferences, right? So, till then, see you guys later.